Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chef again, and we're just going to talk about the market real quick. Check out the futures, right? So nothing too crazy, but yeah, I do want to mention that we do have this weekly chart and /ES. What we have here is a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, I think this is the most important thing about identifying the direction into the next few days, or even just couple of weeks in general, because of the way that this is formed, right? This is a signal, a sign, um, a reversal, a potential reversal, of course, right? Because anything can happen. You guys have seen in the past that with this volatility that's been going on since the beginning of the year, we've just been, trending down, right? Most people are going to say that this is just another pullback for the continuation of the downtrend, and others are going to say that this is a weekly bullish reversal. We found the bottom in the markets and things like that. But in reality, you still got to follow what the patterns are saying, right? No matter what kind of bias you have, whether you think we're still going to come crashing, or you still think that we're in a bearish market, whether you think we shouldn't be up here, whatever it is, what kind of reasoning you have behind your thought process, you still got to respect that we have a bullish engulfing candle, and you got to respect the levels. Where is something going to be a continuation? Where is something gonna be a failed breakout, a failed retest, things like that? We got to look at that as traders. So no matter what happens, that's what we have to look at properly, right? So I want to point out where exactly this is going to be a control point, right? So I'm just going to show you this bullish engulfing candle, okay? This is what you're looking for, and we just took over 2 weeks. So basically, that's meaning that we took a buyer's control. Okay, so buyers came in, they stepped into the market, whatever happened, however stocks moved, I don't know. There's just so much movement in the market, right? You guys saw Tesla run like crazy. A few other tickers like Apple ran. So tech had a lot of movements, and there was a lot of buying pressure. So this just signified that there is buying in the market in general. You go take a look, and then every chart still looks a bit bearish, but there's still potential for some bullish momentum and movement. Okay. Question is how or where or why or when are you going to identify that this trend is going to reverse? Well, that's only going to happen when a specific level breaks, when a level gets controlled, and we continue, plain and simple. Okay, so looking at this candle, what you want to see here now for a bullish reversal is for the control point. So all you really want to do is you want to come on here and look at 50% of this previous move, right? So you're just going to grab this top, and then you're going to grab that bottom. Okay, not making straight lines, and you're just going to be like, okay, well, where's 50% of that? It's basically around here. Okay, that 40-30, 40-40, psychologically 40-50. Okay, so psychologically 40-50 is going to be that level where buyers have to step in and take control of this weekly candle. In order for this weekly candle to stay bullish, that 40-50 has to be controlled. So buyers have to step in. The dip buys have to be here. Okay, so right here. That's where your dip buying has to occur. Now that this candle is not even formed yet. Now we hit the 42, and everybody's going to say, oh, we rejected strong or whatever. Well, technically you need that 50% red candle. So imagine this being a nice red candle. Okay, let me just point it up for you. That's kind of like the way that it's going to look. Okay, so just imagine that nice red candle, and then the next candle comes in, and then you see this. Okay, so this would be your green candle. So I'm giving you guys a scenario as to what something potentially can look like. Okay, not saying that that's how it's going to be. I mean, for all I know, this upcoming week, in the next 4 days, this thing can get crushed, and then we come back and make these lower lows, right? So, and then everything go out the window. But either way, no matter what happens, you have to realize that this point has to get controlled in order for us to stay bullish. You want that pullback. I hope that we do get a pullback Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday we just rally on up like this. Okay, that's what I'm kind of looking for in the confirmation that the bullish setup, meaning that the bullish engulfing candle is going to be playing out the correct way. Now, this point doesn't get controlled, then forget everything that I just said, and let's go to the put side and continue down to the bearish momentum. Okay, very simple. You just got to understand where something's going to get controlled, what is the healthy pullback, and what to look for. That's it. Okay, don't make it too complicated. Don't come on here this week and say that the world is crashing, that's only a pullback for the bearish markets. Whatever it is that you're doing, please understand where it has to get controlled. Okay, very simple. The next thing is NQ. So the difference here with NQ is that we did break this trend. We started off on a weekly time frame, so I think that the NQ has more of a strength to continue to the top side. Okay, thinking about things like Amazon, it's going to have a split pretty soon here. Let's go check that out real quick, just so we're all on the same page, right? So this is going to be on 6/6. Basically, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be on a Monday. Okay, so Amazon could keep on running. I think the hype for it may roll it on up. If the hype doesn't drive Amazon, then it's probably going to be a sell-off into the split. Okay, so you're going to look for two things here. You're going to look for the hype, the buy into the split, or you're going to look for the sell-off. The sell-off meaning that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to buy it at a great price. So the pullback that you're going to look for in the market, that's what Amazon is going to be, or the continuation, the drive. It's literally just going to be people trying to get into Amazon right before the split. So this team can have some good plays all week long, and just look for 25. Honestly, look for this target right here, 24.50, 24.85. What did I put that there? Yeah, right here, 24.50 and 24.85. That's kind of like that supply zone, but you want to look for that 25 and 25. What is this, 20? So you just want to look for those pieces probably by the end of the week. You want to look for Amazon either to run up. Again, if the market pulls back, you want to look for Amazon to sell off into that split. So giving you a great opportunity to dip by something that's going to make sense long term. So there can be a lot of movement here for tech, guys. I think tech is just getting started, and we all saw how the chip sector basically rallied on up after the earnings with NVIDIA, which was pretty awesome. This thing dropped and then popped back up, and then now it's getting tons of attention, and then things like AMD as well. If you guys noticed, MU, INTC, everything was just getting bought up like crazy. So all these weekly levels all across the board on the chip sector was getting bought up drastically. So the tech is going to get backed up by some of the chips, and then the hype into Amazon, the movement of Apple. I mean, the buying for Google is just, tech has a lot of room to the upside, guys. Take a look at Netflix. Netflix is another ticker that's behind. I mean, yeah, they lost a lot of subscriptions and stuff like that, right? But either way, I think people and traders all around are still waiting for this little gap fill that's going to happen, that basically happened way over here. The gap from, I don't know how many gaps this thing has on a daily, but I'm assuming there's a huge gap, and that's like where your retail crew is going to come in, and they're going to wait for that. So be ready for some good reversals in tech, guys. I think that one has the best momentum and the best reward if you guys wanted to capture some big solid plays, right? Now the next thing is RTY. This one here is a little bit different. So RTY looks like it's still on a downtrend. So this one for sure, I would say that it's a pullback for the downtrend, right? The reason I say that it's because look at this. Okay, I want to point this out right here, just so it's clear. Drop base, drop. Okay, and then here's your base again, and then look what happened. Here's your drop. Here's your pullback. all in a nice little downtrend. Okay, so just remember that we did create a nice supply up here. We tried to push above and then failed, so we came a drop-based drop, and then we've been dropping ever since. The cool part about this is that we may have found a slight bottom as long as we continue to hold this bullish weekly engulfing. We did hit this pre-COVID low, which is very, very important to understand here. So if RTY, like I said, the same thing that I mentioned with /ES, if you can just grab that candle, grab it all the way to the bottom, kind of look at it like halfway perspective here. Okay, 50% control points. You want that to hold specifically. So again, you want your red candle to just kind of, hold 50% of this move so the buyers can come in and take control of that. Okay, that's basically what you're going to be looking for confirmation. If it doesn't hold 50% by Friday, that closing candle, that usually is going to mean that it's going to be a weak confirmation, very weak, and so you're going to have to wait for the next week to actually get into some positions. Now, if we do close green, guys, look towards some swing trades into Friday, and look for another huge gap up that may potentially happen. Okay, but either way, be cautious, be aware that this market is still volatile. We're still experiencing a lot of movement, whether it's aggressive to the upside or downside. There's still a lot of crazy movement, right? Not so much nothing about gold. Oil is the other thing that's just kind of been trending, and this thing has potential to keep on going. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not, but the past videos we did talk about oil as well, and we said that the buyers are still here. So all the buyers are showing up. You guys can see these huge wicks. Every time it drops, it just keeps on running, and it looks like it's starting like another trend here, right? So look at this. So we're over these pieces, these candle bodies here, and now we're heading into this one. I think the 121 is next, and then potentially, honestly, we might hit that 130 pretty soon. So this may go a little crazy. Things like XOM is running like crazy. Oxy, I believe, is running too. This thing looks like it's just on a weekly breakout. So be aware, guys. Oil is still doing its own thing. Another thing, just to mention it and clarify some things, oil is not the inverse of the markets. Okay, it's running on its own fundamentals and its own supply and demand chains, and the issues that's going on in the economy, right? So it's running on its own. This oil is not going to affect Disney. Okay, it's not going to affect PayPal. It's not going to affect Apple. It's not going to affect Tesla. Definitely not Tesla. It's not going to affect KO. It's not going to affect Pepsi. The one thing that happened last time is that people were correlating this to inflation, right? Yes, it's an inflation indicator, and it was, which that's when we had that huge pump. This is when everything happened. So now that happened, number one, are we experiencing inflation? The answer is yes. Did the news already happen? The answer is yes. Did the hype and drive already happen? The answer is yes. What happened after that is now it cooled off. It gave you a nice pullback, started trading sideways, and now you can't sit here and say that because oil is going up, this market is going to come down. It's not an inverse to the market. All it was, it's a simple indication that there was inflation in the markets in general, in the economy, and the way that things are being affected. So this was a sign, a confirmation that inflation was here. Okay, so that's kind of what happened in the markets. Now, if you guys don't take me for my word, that's cool. Please go ahead and do some due diligence and search stuff out. Okay. Either way, look for oil to continue. I think oil still has a little more juice in it, and it's probably going to hit this 130 probably within the next couple of weeks, or probably by the end of summer. Who knows? I really hope it doesn't get that high, just because oil is just you guys know gas prices are freaking intense. Look at this. It's just rolling on now. It's literally just breaking out. Okay, so these are your targets up here. All right, so hopefully that's a good understanding, right? So now I'm going to give you some tickers that I'm going to be looking for on the 4-hour time frame. We only have a 4-day week, so what a bummer. But either way, I do want to point out some tickers, right? I guess the biggest one for me is going to be PayPal. This thing was actually squeezing here, and we kind of just squeezed right here. Okay, this was a little squeeze that we had, and then on Friday it popped. So I think there's going to be a time for reversal now, and I think PayPal will continue to the top side. Has a lot of room to keep on going. So we're just going to look at some levels real quick, just so you guys have them, because I keep talking about PayPal. I'm actually in shares, by the way. So 87.50, and then I'm gonna look at this top 92.50. Just rounding off some numbers here. All right, what is this bottom here? 96, and then we have this here, and then 99.60, or you just say 100. These are the levels that I'm expecting for PayPal to run in the next like 2 to 3 weeks. So if you guys want to position yourselves around these levels, I would do it anywhere in here. Okay, so from anything above like 82, okay, 82, 80, 84, even 85, you guys just want to start grabbing some good positions here. Now do this only with a green market, okay? Don't do this with a crazy red market and expect this thing to just hold and be like, hey, somebody told me to hold, right? What you want to do also is draw this nice little trend line here. And the minute it hits right here, start loading up and play that trend. All right, keep it very simple. I honestly believe that PayPal is still a great company, and they have a good future ahead of them, especially at $80 a share. That's a steal if you ask me. And at one point, look at the high that it was at. It was at 310. Like, this thing ran in a bullish market. So the same thing can happen again from this point on. Now that you see these two dojis here, a nice green weekly candle, expect the next one to be green as well. So of course, I am just speculating and not financial advice, but this literally looks like a nice continuation, and I'm going to be looking for that 100 probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and maybe in the next like 2 months or so, probably be back at like 120. So I'm just expecting a nice reversal for PayPal in general, all across the board, if you ask me. But PayPal is like my #1 ticker that I like to trade on a consistent basis, right? So if you're following PayPal, make sure to follow SQ as well. SQ did build this nice little demand here. This thing broke to the upside and downside at one point, and then finally came in. So it looks like a rally-based rally. So you might see a continuation over 90. Once you start getting over 90, we do have this level right here of 97.50, where we might stall. But either way, look for a good reversal, look for a bull flag pattern here, look for a pennant, you know, something that's going to say, hey, SQ is going to, you know, keep on breaking out and stuff. So look out for SQ to continue over that 90 points, all the way into that like 97. Netflix, I did tell you guys, I think this is going to be my my FANG ticker. So I just want to show you, this is my target right here, not because of the gap, but because of that supply right here. All right, so if this thing continues, like, all I'm really going to do is I'm going to look at that pre-market level, wherever it's at. It's either I'm going to go above or break below. But I'm betting that this thing probably goes red before it goes green. Okay, it's a very shorted stock. But if we do have a green market, I am looking forward to grabbing some calls on Netflix just over the high. If anything, I want to buy the dip right here around this like 190, 190.50 or so. Facebook is another one. This one looks like it may start a new trend here. It looks like it broke this little short-term trend here, came here, just kind of rally-based rally. Here's your rally, here's your base, here's your rally again. So if there's going to be a bullish market, guys, expect Facebook to just run. Facebook has a lot of great risk to reward. It's not a very shorted stock. And the potential that this thing has is pretty amazing. Contracts are pretty cheap too, so anybody can trade this. All right, so breaking this 196 at 196 level, 196.50 if you want to say, your target would be the top, which is like 204, 205. So it's not bad of a target, okay? So that's kind of like the target for the week. If we do get there, if we get a nice bullish market, if anything after that, look for, what is this, 209 and 213 area. Just look for a huge freaking run up. That's kind of like basically what I'm saying. So all my alerts are set. Another one that I like a lot is TWLO. TWLO actually broke trend here. I actually missed this. I was really hoping, I did talk to you guys about last week. Once we start breaking this 105, that would be your entry target, 110.50, 113. Everything still stands, right? So now the entry is 110.50 and 113. If this thing can hold 106, I want to buy it right here around 105 with 104 as my stop loss. So 105 is my entry. If we get that nice dip, 104 is my stop loss, and then my target's going to be 110.50, even as to like 120 highs. If you guys know TWLO, it likes to have like these aggressive moves sometimes, and it has big movement. So I'm probably going to focus on this one on Monday and Tuesday, just kind of see if it's going to hold these levels, because it looks like it just like based out right here and it came back inside. So it looks like it based out here based on the previous movements, and it didn't drop any further than this like 90 level. So I'm assuming this 100, solid 100 and 110 are going to be some good levels to start buying TWLO, right? With that being said, look for other tickers like Disney. Look for the recovery here. This one was a good one. I actually traded it here on Thursday, I believe it was, and I wrote it up, and then unfortunately it just kept on going. Another ticker that you can look at is going to be Starbucks. This thing has a lot of room for recovery. It just broke out of this nice little pennant on the 4-hour, and it just started running like crazy. So it's a slower mover, guys. So if you're going to buy this, buy it on red candles, right? That is my biggest recommendation and suggestion when it comes to Starbucks. Buy it on red candles. Literally, when this thing drops, just buy it if you like. Another ticker that I like is Lowe's. Lowe's looks like it's like peaking right here. So nice little channel to the downside that we have. So just to show you guys, nice little channel. And we finally peaked above it on Friday. So if this thing can just continue over that solid 200, let's go long all the way into that 207.50, okay? This piece right here. So look for that. So if this holds here, okay, it's 200 all the way to 207. That's a $7 move, guys, okay? Let's go look at a couple more. Let's go look at Uber. Anybody with a small account too, this is going to be an actual nice good trade as well. As you can see, broke a little trend here, and again on Friday just confirmed that we held. So if this thing just holds right here, take it long over 24. I'm going to use a psychological number, and then 24 target like 25 or 24.80 or whatever. You just want to target these wicks right here. Okay, so anybody with a small account, you just want that little run up. Okay, that can be a nice little trade here for Uber. GM is another one. What I like about this is that it looks like it broke trend as well. So a lot of tickers, guys, look the same. Looks like they broke some trends, and they confirmed here. So as you can see, here's your rally, here's your base, and then here's your rally again. So continue some more, looking for some continuing momentum to the top side, which again, it's only going to happen if this market pulls back 50%. Give me a nice red open, and then red to green type of move. So even if we just keep on continuing, that's okay too. Just make sure you don't let it drop below that pre-market level, whichever pre-market level it is, right? As for chips, I think TSM has the greater risk to reward, and this one can potentially just keep on running. So TSM, TWLO, and PayPal are going to be my biggest three that I'm going to be posting later on. We'll be dropping it at Conservative Collectors. If anybody want to come see the levels, and post a nice breakdown on the futures as well. This one has enough room all the way to this 96. So if this thing can just hold here, like I said, for some of these, I'm looking for pullbacks versus continuations. I don't really like buying the tops on these just because they already ran from the previous couple of days. So if they do pull back, I'm going to use the pre-market levels to enter and exit my trades, okay? I mean, other than that, guys, I think the market is very healthy still. I don't think there's really anything to worry about too much just yet or anymore. If anything, just be in and out of your plays, and continue to enjoy the volatility, basically, right? Also look for BA. I think BA has a lot of room for recovery as well. I don't even know why it dropped so bad down here. Like, It shouldn't even be down here. I think it should be way up higher. But it's just my opinion. But anyways, BA back all the way to what is 145. Yeah, about 145. This is your target right here. So on the break of that, I'll just say right here. Yeah, that 132.50. If you get just that 132, and that's where we closed, stay above 132, I'd be looking over for that 145. That could be actually a nice swing trade, just like that. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys make some money this week. It's only 4 days. Hopefully you guys had a great Memorial weekend and enjoy the families and barbecues and whatever else you guys do. But just expect some more upside, guys. Okay. Don't get biased, like I said earlier. Whatever reason you have or you think that confirms what this market should look like, remember that this market doesn't care about you. And if a level breaks above, it's going up. If a level breaks below, it's going down. Okay, very simple. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't overthink things. Don't over risk. And just make sure you're cutting loss when you're supposed to, and you're taking profit and trailing your position when you're supposed to. Okay. Remember, nobody cares about your reasons. If a level is breaking above, it's going. If a level is breaking below, it's dropping. So you're an option trader. Play calls, play puts, either direction, follow it. And remember, manage your risk, guys. Okay. So I'll see you guys on next one. And hopefully you guys have an amazing green week. All right, guys. Have a good one.